Nice. We're live. Okay. Hello, Alaina.
I'm Brian. Hi, everyone else. Where's the camera?
The camera's up here.
Oh, there it is.
Where often it is. So we'll start in just a second. I started it a minute early because we had that issue last episode, or was it the one before, where like it wouldn't start for like 2 or 3 minutes after I clicked the button. But now it's ready to go. So, okay.
I do look like I have a beach ball.
Yeah. I mean,
Hi, HD people too.
you're still the eye candy of the ensemble. Well, okay, it's 3 o'clock, so we should go.
Okay.
Hello, folks in our present. Hello, folks in our future. Reflect Harp Percussion here. Thank you for coming back to us after our week off. We needed that time to take care of our university obligations, to grade some exams and email some students. But this episode we're actually really excited about.
I mean, we've been excited about all of them.
Yes.
But yes.
Okay. Yeah. But like this one is more solo and less duo, although we will do a duo.
Mm-hmm.
But these are all pieces that we've been playing for a while, respectively, and we really just love these pieces. So we're excited to bring them to you.
I feel like they're very much kind of character pieces. Like you can really get a lot of character out of them.
I think so. When I did the math, like we started working on these solos at around the same time. Like maybe I started mine like a year before you did, but this was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Was it?
It was 2010. I wrote this for you in 2010.
Did you?
Or 2010, 2011.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, because it was for your...
2011.
Okay, you're right. So maybe it was 20...
End of 2010.
Okay, sure.
So it will be 10 years at the end of this year.
So, in any event, we should actually stop talking and get to playing.
Yeah.
But so we'll say goodbye to Alaina again.
Bye. I'll be back.
Everybody. She will. And we made a mistake last episode. We forgot to check in on the little live stream comments, and we will take a peek and see if there's anything we should respond to in between pieces.
If you have any questions or want us to respond to anything.
Yeah. So this first piece, which I will play on vibraphone, is one of the preludes from Debussy's first book of preludes, the Sunken Cathedral. It is a piece that I first heard as a sophomore in music theory, and just fell in love with this piece and said, that's a really good piece for vibraphone. I should go get a 4-octave vibraphone and do it. And sure enough, many years later, when I got it, I made it happen, and it's just been a core part of my performance repertoire for over a decade now. But it's just a phenomenal piece. It's based sort of loosely on the legend of the Castle of Ys, and I think I'm saying that right, Y-S. Essentially what it is it's an impressionist portrayal of this tale of a cathedral or a castle that rises from the water, and you hear the monks chanting and the bells tolling, and then it slowly descends back in, but at the very end you can sort of still hear the bells tolling from underneath the waves. And it's really cool, and you're making an expression like you've never heard this before.
It's been a while.
Okay.
And yeah, you can hear that so well.
You can. Debussy's great. So Here it is, the Sunken Cathedral.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. I love that piece. So, that's that. And now for
My
you.
turn.
Now for you.
All right.
Emerson, right?
Yes.
Emerson.
So, as I'm playing is The Earth Laughs in Flowers by Brian Graiser. And it's the title is based off of just that one little statement that was written by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which we saw. Where did we see it? In
I think we saw it
Rock
when we were walking through Rock City.
Rock City in Georgia.
It is Georgia, despite what Tennessee wants to say.
Yes. Anyway, so Brian wrote this for me when we were dating, and it was, I believe it was your first writing for harp. We've done reflections.
It was my second piece writing for harp, but first for solo harp.
Yeah, first for solo harp. And all of you harpists know, and any of you percussionists, or not percussionists, composers know that the harp is kind of finicky to write for. I wouldn't say it's a difficult instrument to write for, but there are just a lot of little nuances that we like or don't like, and that work better or worse. And so for a first harp solo, I think it was really, really impressive. I don't remember really making that many edits on it. I remember, talking with you about some of the harp's strengths and weaknesses before that, but basically it was just what you did. So it's 5 movements. Each is based on a different flower, and he really captures the character, the personality of each flower. And I love it because flowers are all beautiful, but in such different ways. It's such a diversity of beauty. And so I think his music really captured that. So the first one is Orchids, and it's kind of an exotic, mysterious, kind of just like captivating, like grabs your attention kind of beauty. And then the second one is Dandelions, which is very blustery and, the more childlike, just fun and fast. The third one is Forget-Me-Nots, and it's kind of a whimsical, gentle, sweet kind of beauty. And then the fourth one is Daffodils, which is very cheerful and happy and kind of bouncy. And then the last one is Wild Rose, which is my favorite flower.
Which is not to be confused with a regular
rose. And I had hoped to print out some pictures, but
I'll put it up on the HD
I forgot.
video.
So we're going to put pictures of the flowers up with the HD video. But for any of my family in Northeast Texas, you know what I'm talking about. The wild rose is a little 5-petaled pink, very light pink flower that just grows in the woods. And usually it's not like a whole big meadow of them. It's just a couple here and there. And I always thought they were so beautiful because at first sight, they're very delicate and dainty and just very, very pretty. But then you see where they're growing just by themselves in the woods. And I just saw a lot of strength in that here's this pretty little flower that's just growing among the tall trees all by itself. And so I thought that was just a really cool kind of symbolism for how we can live our lives too, that, it doesn't matter where we are, we can still be beautiful and, share that beauty with the people around us. I
should also mention, again, I wrote this while we were dating, so I was trying to impress her. And Wild Rose is as much about the flower as it is about Alaina as a person.
Well, and it is, I think it's just beautiful.
Me too.
Thanks. Whenever I have a couple of the classes I've taught at the university, I want to do a tiny performance myself in class, and I'll do Wild Rose because it's so special to me and, personal to me. And I just think it's so well written.
Thanks.
I will say, I do think it has like some of my favorite moments in like all of music. So I hope you think so as well. Here is The Earth Laughs in Flowers by Brian Graiser. Oh, and for those of you who can't see very well on the live recording, in orchids, there's a special effect where I'm using a coin to brush against the strings. And it just so happens that our time in Canada really paid off for this particular effect, as well as all of our other life experiences there, because this one's the loonie.
No, it's the toonie.
The toonie is such a big coin. It makes it much easier to get the sound effect that I want. You know, the biggest US coin we have is the quarter, and it just doesn't quite.
Well, I have $50, but they're too big. This one's for some reason this one's just right.
And he wrote this for me while we were in Canada, so it this plays along in the piece with me.
Yay!
Thank you.
Good job.
That last
Alright.
note just like satisfies me musically every time.
Well, good.
Mm.
I'm glad.
I love that little bass note.
I do too. So let's see, before we do this. Well, that's right, Angela was there. Angela says, I haven't heard this since you played in Toronto. Love the piece, it's so magical. Thank you, Angela.
I think Angela was the inspiration behind the Forgive Me Nots one, because that's her favorite flower.
I think so. I know
Thank you, Angela.
I know Angela was the person who played the harp part on that first piece I wrote for harp, the one with harp and bass drum.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Which I still haven't played. Yeah, she played it with
Yeah,
Michelle.
That's right. So anyway,
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Well, nice job. High
Thank
five.
you. Nice writing.
Thank
Nice job to you, too.
So before we get to the very last piece, which is a real quick one, I did want to mention a couple things. Next week is going to be the regular episode 6 at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. And that is when we will announce the winner of the viewer vote for what we're going to play for the season finale in 2 weeks. So in case you have forgotten, the voting does close this Saturday, the 16th. And the link is in the description of this very video. So you can click on the link and go vote for the piece that you would like to hear us play either again or for the first time. I hadn't included any of the pieces from this week, but I suppose if you wanted to write one in, you could. And then the other thing, what was the other thing?
Well, I wanted to encourage everyone, if you haven't already watched our special extra that was sent out yesterday
this was the other
this
thing.
morning, today or yesterday or the day before, we just had a special extra that we wanted to share with everyone. And we were so thrilled to be able to collaborate with Angela and Etienne and Laura and Paul. And it's special not only because of the musical content, but because of what it means. We feel like it's very symbolic and meaningful for this time and kind of tying in with historical events. And
Right.
so
I think the link is in the description of this video for that as well.
otherwise it should just be on our channel.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, this sort of remote ensemble thing where people are using a click track and playing together is very much the scene right now in the world of music with this quarantine situation. And it's a really special project, and we're really glad that we were able to do this with our friends and our family.
Yeah, and a big thank you to Laura and Paul and Angela and Etienne for their contribution and the wonderful performance they gave, and just being willing to share their music too.
Yeah.
We feel like it's a really special one. So if you haven't checked it out, please do so and let us know what you think about it.
Yeah. And then, so this last piece,
Yeah,
I think that's it. So this last piece, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, it's French. Les soirs illuminés par l'odeur du charbon. The evenings are lit by the glow of the coals. It's this short little, like 2 minute, not even 2 minute piece. It's the last piece that Debussy wrote for solo piano before he died. And this was, sort of during World War I. I think it was 1918 is what it was. At that point in his life, he was not a very popular guy. He'd had some very widely publicized romantic entanglements and was not a good manager of money, didn't have many friends left. And so towards the end of his life, he was dealing with, I forget what kind, but some sort of cancer, which is what ultimately took his life. And in order to pay the bills and to literally heat his home, instead of paying with money, he was bartering with his vendors with music. So this piece that he wrote, this little short piano solo, "The Evening is Lit by the Glow of the Coals," was literally a piece that he wrote to pay his coal vendor so that he would have coal to warm and light his house. And you sort of wonder when you hear stuff like this about the last piece of its kind before a composer dies, whether when they're sort of aware that the end is coming. And it's when you hear it, it's this gorgeous little piece, but it's also kind of dark and brooding, and I don't know. I mean, you have to wonder. So I don't know.
Yeah, we debated ending with it because it's a little dark, but ultimately it's really beautiful, and we feel like it really encapsulates his style well. And again, it's just such a strong character piece.
Yeah, so it's this wonderful little gem. Hope you enjoy the evenings are lit by the glow of the coals. Well, I think it's the bench is making more and more noise the further along you get into your pregnancy.
Choose your words.
That's for a good cause. There you have it. So thank you all again for watching. Thank you for tuning in. We hope that you're staying safe and healthy and that you're making wise decisions that will keep you safe and healthy. And we appreciate and acknowledge everybody's continuing sacrifice right now. And we're just really glad that we're able to do something about it. And if even one person is able to get through their day a little easier because of this, then it's all worth it.
Yep.
So I'm going to go turn the the thing off now. If you have any parting thoughts while
I
I
need
do.
to prepare for this. I never prepare. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to shoot us an email or a text or write in the comments. So yeah, we'll talk to you later.